Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN here. I'm joined by Vince Ingenito. How goes it, my friend?
Very well.
Now it's your turn. It's your turn to bust out the bad Deckard Cain impression. So, welcome to the fourth and maybe final installment, at least of this first week of these, the first 4 IGN Let's Play videos of Diablo 3 for console. We're playing on Inferno difficulty. Now, Vince,
We sure are.
in the first 3 episodes, if you happen to watch those, I know you did because you were here playing the game. You and your witch doctor that you've created, your level 60 Paragon 1 witch doctor, just plowed through everything.
That's right.
To the point where if anyone from Blizzard was watching, they were like, "Boy, maybe we didn't make this hard enough." So you're cranking it up a little bit here.
I am.
You're gonna crank up the monster power,
Right, which here in the console version is called something a little bit different. It's like a second difficulty level basically.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with Inferno, and we're right now on Act 1, Trailing the Coven. This is what we're up to, and then here you choose another difficulty. So easy is actually the equivalent of monster power 0. Now what we were playing on for the other videos was hard. Which is actually the equivalent of monster power 4.
Interesting.
If I'm to understand the chart properly that I saw, so we're gonna bump it up now. It's big boy time.
Yeah, we need to test you a little bit.
It's time to put on the big boy pants.
Clearly, your witch doctor has gone to Diablo grad school.
Yeah, definitely.
And has a master's degree in awesome.
Yeah, he's got a PhD in pain, and so it's time for us to turn this up a little bit. So now the change from hard to master 1 is that, as you'll see even in the description, now we're going to see bigger, not only stronger enemies, we're going to see bigger packs of enemies.
Excellent.
So you're going to see that anyone who watched the first 3 videos is going to be like, is this the same character? Like, what did you do to him?
What happened?
What happened?
Did he lose an arm? So the question here also now is, as you crank up the monster power, does that also affect the probability of legendary loot drops?
Absolutely, it improves your drop rates and all that stuff. So basically, the higher risk, the more pain. It even says right there in the difficulty select screen, it says more pain, more gain.
Yes.
And that's exactly how this works out.
All right, as we roll onward here. This is one of the prettiest areas of the game.
Yeah,
this
really
spot here.
And this is the infamously pretty area where when they first showed screenshots of this,
people started ripping
were
on
like,
the
what?
art direction.
This is too pretty, and and they started making that art. What was it with? It was like Diablo 3 with ponies and rainbows and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was this right here.
Yeah, the rainbow,
and everything. This was the infamous screenshot that made that curdled the stomachs of Diablo hardcore people everywhere who were like, no, color is for pussies, and it can't be like this. I don't know. I'm not averse to color.
Well, you're taking some shots, although you're, again, still quickly recovering thanks to all the awesome skills you've put together in your build.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to... You'll see, against normal enemies, as long as I play my cards right, I'm still going to be... I'm not invulnerable, but I'm going to still be in a good way. Now, look at these tree guys. Now, if you remember these tree guys, they just melted before. Like, it's taking me a good 2 or 3 seconds, or more of...
and that's the first time I've seen your health flash. You've gotten even remotely low.
I actually just reflexively used a health potion just in case. Okay,
you've only got 111 of them.
Right.
You might want to use them sparingly.
Want to be a little bit careful. We don't want to run out of resources here. Yeah, but so these Moon Clan sorcerers, you'll see their spell where they fire out like a kind of like a ball of whoa. That could have been a really bad look. So they fire out like a spell, like an ice blast, basically.
Oh,
whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, these guys hit super hard.
Well, good. I'm glad to see that we're testing you a little bit now.
Yeah, I need a little mana here back so that I can...
Now, we really went through your build in detail in the last episode, episode 3. So if you haven't watched that one, go back and take a look at it to really see in depth what a level 60 build looks like. That's here with Vince's witch doctor.
Yeah. So the challenge here is that you see these big savage beasts?
Yes.
They have a charge attack where they kind of rear back and they kind of stamp their hooves, and then they take a charge at you. If that hits me, I'm just gonna die.
Really?
Yeah, like that's how much more damage. Like if I actually got hit with it once or twice in the other run-throughs, and it hurt. It took about half my life or a third of my life. On this mode, it's just gonna be like, well, you're just dead now. It's gonna be like, my witch doctor is gonna just implode.
Take a dirt nap.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be 6 feet under for me and Billy. That's my witch doctor, Billy witch doctor, on the case. So yeah, so you get into situations now where I actually have to really pay attention to what's going on. I have to use for that charging attack they do. This new role that they added for the console version is just, I mean, it's just perfect.
Yeah, a lifesaver, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, literally and figuratively a lifesaver.
Not the candy, by the way.
No.
That would be interesting. That would be a different kind of skill.
Yeah, that would be an entirely different build.
Need some vampire drain there. Oh,
yeah, these guys have such bursts. Yeah,
oh,
there you go.
Finally, it took. We're almost an hour into our Let's Plays before you have finally kicked the bucket and gone to the other side.
And this is definitely an area that'll do it to you. So these guys, these Dark Moon Clan warriors with the spears, their burst damage is just unreal.
Now it looks like, do you need to repair some of your equipment?
Yeah,
there?
I do. So,
icon in the lower left.
Yeah, that's what it's saying. So maybe when I get a second, this looks like as good a time as any. I don't think these guys are going to get me before I TP out. I'll just do a quick repair and run back into the fight. But yeah, I mean, especially I would say here, which is like the second half of Act 2, there are some mobs that definitely represent like big damage spikes, and those spear guys are one of them.
Yeah.
Those spear guys are definitely one of them, and those rushing, like those savage beasts, if they hit you, that can definitely be trouble. So this is one of those places where it's where the gear check comes in, right? Like you saw, like I'm pretty well geared, I'm pretty nastily.
You mean
geared,
like your cup, gear check?
That's right, yeah. So it's like it's like you're just making sure that you got that safety net for you, and it's like if your safety net's not there, you're gonna be doubled over in pain. Yeah, so I have to be very careful when these spear guys are around. Like, see, now normally I would use my spirit walk just for giggles, just whenever I feel like it, to run away or to get more mana. But now I actually use it specifically when I'm like, okay, that's a lot of spear throwers. I don't want to be anywhere near them, so I want to just spirit walk behind them and take them out.
By the way, if anyone who's been watching our Let's Play videos has been taking a shot every time Vince says mana, you got drunk around
You're
episode
feeling
2.
real good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, look at this Highland Walker is just taking forever for me to kill him now.
It melted pretty good, though.
Yeah. So, this is a great example. I mean, I was saying before, the difference from one monster power to the next and one difficulty to the next, it is not insignificant. It's not minor. And
no, it's clearly a significant step up in difficulty here. Oh, dear.
Yeah,
I like the Vince that's a little more endangered. It makes it more exciting.
Yeah, it's definitely. Oh, and I mean, and I'll say, like, when it's as easy as it was before, and what I was doing before, it's definitely not as interesting. It can be kind of boring and not as fun to play. But when I do this, you play like this, I have to be a lot more tactical and think a lot more about movement. Like now, there's mobs like these Dark Clan warriors who are just kind of up close fighters. They're no problem for me. Like my build is pretty much designed to just beat that for free.
Yeah.
See now I have to use Spirit Walk to get behind these guys because I cannot stand in front of them. Like I just can't. If like 4 of those spear throwers are throwing their stuff at me, and all I'm doing is just attacking and standing there and taking it, I'm just gonna die. Like you see, that guy hit me like once, and it was a third of my life.
You took a nice shot there.
Yeah, but these bigger guys, the melee guys, I can pretty safely stand right in front of them without worrying about dying. And that's the thing, is that's the beauty of the skill system too, is that how you build out your character. There will be some areas and some situations that you just dominate for free. And then there's going to be other types of enemies or encounters that you're going to be like, wow, I have to be kind of creative here about how I handle them because my build isn't necessarily optimized to deal with them.
I am continually impressed by the constantly smooth frame rate here in the console version of the game.
Yeah.
No matter what's going on screen.
It's really impressive, and it's something I called out in the review. I mean, you know, obviously they made some concessions to get that. You can see a little bit of screen tearing going on, and you know, you can see the frame rate does dip like ever so a little bit, like every now and again. But for the most part, to have this much going on screen at the same time and have it not only remain playable but remain, like you said, like relatively smooth, where it actually looks nice. And you can really appreciate all the
the particle effects.
And particle effects. It's really, I mean, yeah, we did dig on the game a little bit for not necessarily being the most visually impressive, but I think what you get in return, and that's like the performance, which allows you to navigate all the chaotic action really easily, and admire all the work that the Blizzard's art department clearly put into the animations. I think that's a more than fair trade-off that, you know, I think anyone will be willing to take.
Couldn't agree more. And of course, as we said earlier, the art direction is so good that it sort of masks the muddy visuals a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, not every game has to be a technical masterpiece. It just has to look. It just has to look consistent. It has to be It has to be fun. You know, but even just in terms of the visuals, it just has to be consistent unto itself, and you have to have the feeling that it looks the way that the creators intended for it to look. And this version definitely ticks that box off nicely.
Another pack of the Dark Clan Warriors.
Yeah, they're kind of like the predominant mob here. Now, what's interesting about this too is that if we were on hard instead of Master 1, which we're set at right now as far as the monster power goes, like I would have already plowed through this whole area.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I would be in the next area already. Like, and that's one of the things that's actually nice about ratcheting up the difficulty is that not only sure you're going to take longer and sure but the rewards are better, and in a lot of ways like I was saying before, it can get boring to just mindlessly plow through everything.
just waltz through.
Right. So here, there's a little bit of danger. Like just like you're saying, you enjoy watching me be a little more vulnerable. I enjoy playing it more when I'm a little bit more vulnerable because those stakes and that fear of death and the extra added element of challenge and just makes it so much more enjoyable. I mean, that's what in a lot of ways for a lot of people, maybe not for everyone, but for a lot of people, that's what games are about. They're about figuring out challenges and overcoming them.
I feel a little bit like I'm, as you're playing, I'm like Marv Albert, just calling the action. Like, here's Vince taking a shot at the Moon Clan Warrior. He takes a swipe. Yes, he is down.
So if you're like the Marv Albert, am I like what am I like? Am I like Jerry the King Lawler? Is that like
I'm not
my
sure.
role?
It's whatever. You're on the court right now, Vince. You're the star.
Yeah, and let me just say, I mean, we'll never get tired of this excuse. But it really is like aside from the added difficulty of playing this mode in this at this level, wow. Let me just say that playing it while talking about it it's another level. And anyone at home who thinks this is easy, I definitely encourage you to jump on YouTube with your webcam and try to play a game that requires any skill.
They should just watch IGN.
That's true. There's no reason. Don't make your own. Don't make your own. Why am I encouraging competition? I don't want competition. Just watch mine. Just watch ours.
So we've got about another minute left here. Vince, do something cool in the next minute before we wrap up our Let's Play here with Diablo 3 console on Inferno difficulty, Master 1. Monster power difficulty.
Well, we are actually at the perfect point now because the battles that are about to happen inside Leoric's Manor are pretty serious.
Bring it on.
They're some of the most serious, like in terms of sheer number of things that get thrown on the screen at the same time. These are some of the most serious battles, and I'm interested to see how my character stands up on Master 1.
Because now, to be clear, this is the first time you've played on
Inferno,
Master 1.
On this version.
Yeah. So this is new to you. You are, oh my goodness, this is crazy, and I love. Oh, that was great.
Okay, so I was able to plow through that relatively, and again, that's just one of those situations where massed groups of melee guys. That's exactly what this build is just designed to absolutely pick apart. But let's see if I can trade blows with these minions. My sustain is holding together so far, but this guy has a lot of hit points. I'm probably going to run out of
Shields,
mana.
holding captain.
I'm actually, that's exactly what it's like, so I'm going to get a little mana back. And
all right, we're over our time. Finish this guy off, Vince.
Oh.
I know you can do it.
Oh, God!
All right, we're going to end on your death, Vince.
I'm out!
Oh, what a way to end it.
Oh, I failed you all, my friends. I'm
Vince,
sorry.
Great job. This was Diablo 3 for console on Inferno difficulty, the highest of the highs, as high as it goes. Whether you just wanted to check this out because you don't think you're going to play this far, or wanted a sneak peek at it because you do plan on playing this far, we hope you enjoyed these videos. If you really like them, let us know, and we can keep going. I mean, into Act 2, Act 3,
Yep.
Act 4.
I'd love to play as much of this as people would like to
yeah,
see. So
you know, you're getting paid to do this, right? So it's hard.
I don't know.
hard
I don't
to
know
beat
what
that.
I did in the past life to get paid to do this, but I'm not complaining.
So, Vince, thank you very much. And for all things Diablo 3, whether it's on a console, a PC, whatever your device, you're already in the right place. IGN.